Hello, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, all. Thank you for joining for the webinar on the Chat GMP. Uh, Chat GMP is very unique and user-friendly software aimed at quality manufacturing, regulatory, R&D professionals, and also for any other people who are interested and learn about GMP. So it is full of very useful and have many unique features, which not only give amazing insights and analytics on Form 483s, warning letters, and other important aspects of GMP compliances, but it also saves a huge amount of time and resource for the companies to remain ready for the FDA compliances. So this webinar is to take you through various features of ChatGMP and to also address any questions you may have. For this, I would like to welcome Mr. Amish Vyas, who is co-founder and CEO, and also Mr. Akshat Doshi, who is CTO and co-founder, to present you the ChatGMP. So, Amish, sir, over to you.
So, hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. First of all, thank you very much for taking out time and understand about the first product from AI for Pharma company. So, just quickly give you a background, right? So, a lot of you may have not known too much about AI for Pharma, but basically, we have started this company with an objective to find interesting solutions for generic pharma companies, irrespective of whether it is the finished formulations, APIs, also irrespective of, I would say, dosage forms, right? So basically, solid oral injectables. And any other dosage forms, because GMP is a GMP, right? So in generic pharma space, as a lot of you may know, right, and all of you, I would say, the quality, manufacturing efficiency, costs are the major uh, aspects which every company needs to focus. Irrespective of whether it is global supplies or specifically to the US or regulated market supplies. And the AI for Pharma was established to address these uh, use cases or objectives wherein can we use the power of artificial intelligence technology to facilitate achieve better quality, manufacturing efficiencies, and thereby reduce the costs. And in a way, have a consistent supplies across the world. So, that is how we started this company. Just brief background about myself. I have been in the pharma industry for more than 30 years, specifically in the injectables, with various companies like Claris Injectables, Baxter, which is an American company, Hikma, which is US slash European company, started from Jordan. So I was there, and uh, you know. Silver Touch Technologies, which is a technology company having almost 1,400 people, represented by Akshat. And later during the presentation, I'm sure you will get to interact with him. But he's a CTO, great background about technology and everything. So that is how we started. And we already have a couple of products where we have started working. We have launched Chat GMP. As its name suggests, the whole idea is to focus on helping companies on a continuous state of readiness for inspections, compliance, through accessing the FDA database. And a lot of this database is accessible through the FDA websites. But as everyone knows that these are not in the best of the user-friendly way, and it takes a lot of time to make it useful for our quality, technical, manufacturing, R&D folks to use it. And most of the times I have been in this stage where, whenever there is FDA inspection is coming, or we are trying to upgrade our systems or review our manufacturing facilities and compliances. If there is an inspection going on, we will have 483s moving around in WhatsApp groups, and we will share within the companies, and we will request the respective functions to look at the observations of XYZ company in our neighborhood where recent FDA inspection happened. And we want them to look at the observations and be ready for if there is any surprise inspection happening. And that is the reason we thought that if we are able to develop a tool which can actually facilitate the quality, manufacturing, regulatory, and other team members. It can really be helpful not only to understand about the all the observations which are across various 483s or in warning letters, what are the reasons, what are the citations, and across every other aspects, but it can also give very interesting, useful insights, save a lot of time. It can be used as a training tool for new joiners, and it really helps overall company in a inspection readiness always. So, with this brief introduction, what we will do is that I think I'm sure everyone would want to see, and that is the reason you have volunteered to be part of this webinar, is to see actual features of ChatGMP. So maybe what we will go through is that we will show you the chat GMP and various features, and how it can be used, and how it can be how it can help us or help teams to be ready for the whole thing. So this is so if we go to the can we go to the main landing page, chat GMP? Yeah, so it's a very easy registration process where you can just register. There will be a verification code which will come to your email, and then you just registered on, and then it will be you will be going on live. You will have to pin in your email ID, and then you will be able to register. Initially, anyways, the 30 days it is free of charge access to experiment and explore the power of ChatGMP. So basically, if you see on the left-hand side, these are the broad categories in which one can really review and go through various information subgroups. So we have, of course, the very intuitive chat bot where you can ask any questions. It is also subcategorized into whether you want to have information on 483s or warning letters or inspection citations. Then you can actually go into those specific tabs, but you can also have a general query. But we will go through, a dashboard, which is maybe a starting point, which someone wants to, review. So there is a database of almost 44,000 companies, more than 88,000 inspections, 48,000 citations, almost 1,700 483s, more than 1,000 warning letters, import refusals, product recalls. And very interestingly, I'm sure those who have gone through the compliance and FD inspections, we always want to know that what is the orientation of the investigator who is going to visit us, right? And of course, in earlier times there, we used to have announced audits, so we could have always prepared. But even in unannounced audits, it is always useful to know what is the orientation of these specific investigators. So let's say, just to take you through, for example, if you want to look at any specific company, right? If we can always click in enterprise, where if you click enterprise, there is a search engine. You can go through alphabetically. You can have records which are 100 or 5 or 10, whatever. So we have sorted through alphabetically, and it gives you a summary, how many inspections, citations, 483 warning letters, import refusals. And just to give you idea, all this database is based on the FDA website. So if there is no FDA, there is no data available on the FDA website, then you may not see that reflected here. So that is one part which everyone needs to understand, that many times not all 483s are reflected on the FDA website, or warning letters or citations, and therefore you may not see sometimes some 483s which are not on the FDA website. But for example, if you want to search a specific company, right, you can just type, let's say, maybe Pfizer, yeah, number one company. So if you see Pfizer, there are, there are many sub companies, right? There are 103 companies, 164 inspections, so many citations, 483s. So one of the things which you can see here on the top corner, right, that you can have a summarized report on the right hand side, or you can also have a detailed report. So let's say if you click on a detailed report, a very interesting PDF report which will be generated, which will give you summary of all companies, all the inspections, all 483s, even if there is a repeat observations which are there in their sites, then that PDF report will also show you how many repeat observations are there. Because as you know, and everyone is worried about that, if there is any repeat observations at a enterprise level, or is it at a company level, right? So the idea would be, in a short while, our team will show you the PDF which was generated, which is a detailed report for the Pfizer. And this is for any company who wishes to benchmark, right? That, okay, I want to see Pfizer, I want to see any specific company. Someone is in injectable, they want to see a company like Fresenius. Someone is in the solid oral, they want to see company like Dr. Reddy's history of compliance. And so these are the things which can be looked at in this PDF report. So, Malav, there is nothing which is being shared. So, are we on the sharing, or are we looking for the PDF?
I guess Akshat sir is sharing.
Akshat, sorry for this interruption. So, you know, same way, there is the, Renbexy. If you want to see Renbexy, you can go through that and look at it. This is the Pfizer. Now, if we can go to this form 483, right? Why don't we click one of the 483s? So yes, you can see, right? It will list down all the form 483s which are listed on the FDA website, and which is the company, which is the entity, which is the address, on which date this was posted. And obviously, if you click the PDF 483, then it will take you to the actual redacted 483 on the FDA website. But if we go back to the chat GMP, many times, people at a leadership level, they don't have a time. So we have created a AI summary of all the observations. So if you can see, the latest inspection in January 2020 in the Ospira, you know, all the observations, if we can just scroll down, right? So you can see, and why don't you, call it? Yeah. So all the observations, which are in a summarized form, are picked up from the 483. And at a leadership level or at a quality team level, in 483, everyone knows that there is lots of data which is being put up. But this is the more of a brief summary of the observation, which is more useful for the quality and compliance teams to go through and see that, which are the observation which were there. So this is a very helpful for anyone to look at this. And any 483, out of this 1700 483, if someone wants to have a summarized version, they can go through summarized version for any company, which date inspection, how many observations, etc. In the similar manner, if we go back, Akshat, what we can also see is that, we can go into the warning letter site also. And if you see, there was a warning letter in Vizag. So you can obviously, this is the PDF version of the warning letter. Again, it is, generally these are half of the letter is full of legal language, which is how FDA gives. But, at a leadership level, a lot of people are more interested as to the reason why warning letter was given, which is cited on the warning letter. So if you can see, the main issues which have been cited on the warning letter are summarized in the AI-based summary. And this is again to facilitate the team members across the company to focus on things which are important, save their time, and help them get a more intuitive, summarized version to make their plant or their departments inspection ready or better compliant. We can go to, you know, if we go to there are multiple things. If you go to investigators, right, that is another very interesting tool. So, how many? There are 30 people who have visited Pfizer facilities, investigators, total 30 of there. You can pick any one of them. Uh, choose Akshat, any one of them, Simon. So you can get a history of this person that, okay, how many inspections they have done, which is uh, in the FDA website, how many 483s are there, which are the companies they investigated in last, like, latest, this person has inspected Pine Pharma in US. You can also generate a report, right? Most of the time, if you know in advance that which is the investigator, then you can generate report which is giving you the summary of all their 483s and other things, right? And of course, these are all accessible through a subscribe plan, which you can do it. Uh, Akshat, if we can go to the main menu, uh, right, the Chat GMP menu, yeah, dashboard. Similarly, on the left-hand side, if you see multiple tabs, right? So if we go to the citations, if you can click the citation, Akshat. So there are almost 48,000 citations are listed, which are on the FDA, and I am sure the our quality team members are interested to know that which are the CFRs which is relevant to their facility or their function. If they want to know that out of these 48,000, how many of these CFR are relevant to them, you can just search through the CFR number. So, Akshat, if any of the CFR, if you can just click, right, 20, yeah, this is the CFR, for example. So there are almost 1,300 records of this specific citation for the CFR 211.25 A, right? So this is a really, really useful summary of the data if a respective departments can, you know, focus on their relevant CFR citations and they can prepare themselves by benchmarking on their companies which are related to theirs. Similarly, if we go further on the left-hand side, another interesting, of course, many times issued to, if you go to issued to, right? So there are 483s are issued to people, right? Everyone knows that, there is a VP of operations or, head of the quality, whoever is driving the inspection, FDA issues those kind of 483s, and this is the complete. So sometimes people want to know, even from a recruitment angle, right? Many times people want to know that, what are the kind of 483s this gentleman or a lady has gone through when they were head of the specific sites, or from a recruitment angle. So there are multiple uses of these database which is there, and same way it is also there for warning letters, that who was issued the warning letter, and then there are summaries of the AI summaries, same way as you saw earlier, right? So for a specific person, what was the plant, what are the 483s, and what was the summary. Another very useful database, which is you can see on the left-hand side, is the drug shortages, right? So this is the biggest issue in the pharma world in US, where there is a ongoing shortage happening, and there are almost 2,000 products which are either on current shortage, or it is resolved, or to be or discontinued. So you can see through the if there are multiple interesting filters are there that you can just let's say click currently in shortage, right? And you see how many products are in shortage. Let's say your R&D team wants to know, or your BD teams or portfolio team wants to know that which products we should be focusing. They can just simply see that which are the products have been in currently in shortage. And many times the portfolio teams focus on this kind of database to decide that should we develop some products which are on a perennial basis, on a repeated basis, in going into the shortages. So you can also go through, you can reset the filter, and you can just go to a specific company, right? So let's say if you put a company, and any random company in a filter you can put, let's say, and you can go to the specific website, their products, uh, and even in the chat GMP in the filter, you can pick up a company, right? That okay, what is the Accord Healthcare, for example? How many products are currently in shortage? What was the last date of update? So whether it is current or not, whether it is old or it is resolved or everything in that case. So this is we believe that it is interesting tool, sometimes not from a quality team angles, but many times also quality teams wishes to know who is currently in shortage and why, and ultimately study the reasons of being shortage, whether it is the warning letter, 483 consent decree, import alert, etc. Right? Another sub tab which we have is the guidelines. So we have added, many times, folks would want to have everything at a one space. So what we are trying to say is that, you don't have to go to FDA website repeatedly. This is the one-stop shop for every quality and manufacturing team members for the information they are seeking. So they don't have to, sift through. And this is in a much user-friendly manner. So you can, read through this, find out that, and it will take you to the right tabs in the FDA website. And similarly, there are also many guidance documents, as we know, right? There is a next tab if you go to the left hand side. Yeah. So there are so many, almost 25 to 2700 guidance documents are there on the FDA, and which are sometimes in the draft stage, or they are either it is already in implementation stage. So it is also a very interesting, year wise, whether it is a final, right? So this is again a very useful tool for keeping ourselves updated as to where are we as far as this guidance document is concerned. Uh, if we go to the next one, on the left side, another tab which we have created is the complete database of the NDC codes. So again, what objective here is that, can we make these more and more useful to the broader, professionals within the pharma world. So many times, there are recalls, there are challenges with the specific NDC codes, and no, people don't have to find out through multiple websites or any other places. This is the one place where complete record of almost 133,000 NDC codes, which are currently there, including all the database which is there, including their labeler name, what is the generic name, NDC code, brand name, what is the product type, whether it is a drug or whether it is a OTC, nutraceutical, whether it is a marketed as an unapproved drug, or it is a route of administration. So whether it is a topical, injectable, solid oral. So all the database which one wants to know about this specific product is also there. And then, of course, this is for the very limited audience, but this is also a very important database, which in USA there is a facilities called registered outsourcing facilities, or the Form 503B, which is called a compounding, and it is a very unique space where in US there are almost 93 companies which are there who are having these 503B approvals, and they supply the products. They buy the injectable products from manufacturing companies, and then they manipulate, they compound as per the hospital requirements, and then you supply that. So this is also a very important, very big requirement for the patients and hospitals. And we have also provided this database for the people who are interested to understand about the various 503B facilities, even for the hospitals and for the medical professionals who are working in the hospitals. So this is, and of course, this is in multiple languages we have created. So, it is in English, and there are multiple languages which is available. So if a audience is from any other country where they want to do, you can toggle it between, bright or a dark mode. Uh, and and the last but not the least, the Chat GMP chatbot feature, right? So this is again a very helpful feature. Specifically, we have also done that. Most of the time, what we have seen is that people want to know about the 483s, right? So 483 or warning letters or inspector citations. So, you can just go into 483 sub tab. In that also, we have facilitated the user that whether they want to have observation related queries, company or enterprise related information, or an investigator. And then if you click to observation related, automatically we have populated all the most frequently highlighted non-conformances by the 483 or the investigators, right? So you don't have to type, you can just find out, non-sterile cleaning agent. Let's say we pick up anyone, right? So let's see, let's pick, and the chatbot will give out of all the 1700 483s, right? It will give you how many observations are related to this specific topic. So there are 69 observations are related to this topic which we have chosen, where the observation heading was related to that. And then it gives you first 10 database of which is the enterprise, what is the date, what was the observation title, and then you can directly go to that 483, and then you can also get more database based on your requirement, etc. So this is, we believe, and we have got a lot of feedback that this is extremely useful tool, because there are multiple functions within the company, within the manufacturing facility, where respective functions wants to make sure that all the observations which are across 1700 483s, if they are able to give in a very summarized actionable format, then they can make sure that their plant is at least addressing which are already highlighted or which are already raised observations by the FDA investigators when they visited, right? And this can also be, I mean, many places the users have been using it for training purposes, that look, we want to use this so that if someone is joining new, they can use it. You can do it with the organization name. Let's say if you do any pick up anyone, let's say Johnson and Johnson, right? And then you can go through that, okay, related to this company, all the data you can access, which is there on the database. So then you can say, okay, this is the company 483s, what is the FEI number? And then you can further dig deep based on the specific address or a specific site you want to go through. And similarly, you can also go through, inspection citations, warning letters, etc. So the idea here is to, as And of course, you can go through CFR related. You can actually directly write queries also, but what we have tried to do is that let us make it intuitive so that you know most of the time, most likely queries are related to these broad categories, and therefore we have pre-populated those categories so that there is a ease of finding the information in database. So, maybe I will pause here, and if Akshat, you want to add on to what I have added, and give little more insights into that. But if not, then we can even open up for Q&A.
Oh,
So thank you
definitely.
everyone for giving me time actually, and I will hand over to Akshat if he wants to add anything more. But it is great to see you all and see your interest into understanding about Chat GMP. And before I pause, I also would like to share with you that we are working on multiple of other products which we will keep you updated. But thank you for allowing me to explain you this useful tool. Akshat, over to you.
No, definitely great demonstration, Mish sir. And I think we have covered a lot of things, starting from 483 warning letters to import refusals to drug shortages, and then FDA guidance, so the documentation and the final chatbot. So I just want to share, few stories about the chatbot, right? We have all like Chat GMP. We have already launched this product since April, right? And we got a lot of good feedback from a lot of pharma experts, and I'll provide one of the example that was, great, right? Like one of the colleagues who had one of the investigator investigating in the same area, their competitor company, right? There's a company A is my colleague, company B was a competitor company, and one of the investigator was investigating everything, and then they wanted, okay, what are the top investigations of that particular person, right? What are the things that investigator looks for, right? All those things are in their mind. What we have done is we have just click on the download report and shared that report, and they told me, wow, this was the phenomenal thing. This is the thing which we were looking for since, years, ages, right? And we haven't got this in one, like within a seconds we were able to give it to them, that these were the top observations. Same way, there were a lot of QA people or plant managers, they want to do a lot of, readiness, audit readiness things, right? So before doing that, they go through a lot of previous observations of different investigators, 483s, warning letters, everything, and all the data is there. If you just write in the chatbot, like let's say I want to get the latest 483 observations of this particular company, or if you write in on chatbot that, okay, what are the latest warning letters, and analyze the warning letter for me, provide the summary of the warning letters of and then you can also prepare a checklist which is required for your organization. So those are the few success stories I wanted to share with you, share with everyone. But I sometimes we also don't know what's the power of our product, right? Because it everyone interprets differently, and once we know, okay, this can be useful for this particular scenario as well, then we are like, wow, we have built something amazing. So so that's what it is. And just before moving forward, I'll just wanted to share the report which was downloading. So this is the report which you will be able to get when you download the report, right? Detailed report from Pfizer, and then all the things, right? Repeat observations. So you can click here and see what were the repeat observations of Pfizer, and we have categorized it like that. So this we are giving one step more analytics on top of regular. 483 warning letter observations, that okay, these are some of the common observations Pfizer are getting, and the same FBI number is there. So in the 2012 and 2020, both the time we got the same things, right? So someone from the Pfizer team needs to fix this one, right? So these are some of the things which you will get. Same way you can also get all the information about all the published 483s, the summarized version of 483, all the warning letters, summarized version of warning letters, inspection details, inspection citations, facility information, import refusal, product recall information. Everything you'll get it in a single report, and we have provided the dashboards, analytics, summarization, and the observation as well in the report. So you can go there, visit the report, download the report, and interpret accordingly. So everything is linked with the FDA data. We are updating data every day. So whenever there is a new data coming on the US FDA, it's been ingested in the Chat GMP as well. Also, you can ask the GMP guideline related questions on the chatbot as well. Okay, these are all the things I have in my organization. What are the GMP readiness for this, right? So all the things around GMP, regulatory, 483 warning letter, whatever we are seeing on the demonstration today, we can also able to chat, put a question on the chat, and it will be able to answer it. And we have strong support team as well. Whenever you find any difficulties finding information, or any difficulties understanding the product, or you have suggestions for the product, right? You want to add this type of things for your organization, we are open for that as well. We have a lot of organization reaching out to configure a specific analytics dashboard or reports for them, and we do that particular thing as well. The chat GMP is very generic product which you can everyone in the pharma domain can use it, right? We are catering it to masses, but all the organization have like very specific requirements, so we also cater to that as well. So do reach out to us on the email, via email. Yeah, that's it. So we are opening the forum for questions. You can post your questions in the chat box, and we will be able to answer it from there.
And while we received the questions, that report itself, just for your information, was almost 460 pages. So actually, to speak in Hindi, pura company ka janma patri, from a compliance side, you can actually download and understand about, let's say, even if for a supplier quality people, right? Those who are dependent on a CMO, CDMOs, if you want to understand about your manufacturing, partners, etc., you can also, before you finalize or even after finalizing, you can do it. But I will pause here, and there is a question, I guess, from Vinay Patel.
Yes,
Uh,
he put it like there is a question in chat. This type of information were available in FDA dashboards. Yes,
Uh,
yes,
yes.
yes,
Shall I
Vinay
start?
Bhai.
हाँ
Yeah, please go ahead, sir. Please.
हाँ ये सारी इंफॉर्मेशन आपने जो समराइज किया हुआ है,
हाँ जी.
इट्स ओके, बट वी मीन्स pharma people need detail of the requirements. Like this is related to only FDA, but
Correct.
many regulatory agencies were available in the for regulatory markets, not only FDA, but just for in-house practice. Is it possible to have a designing of one chatbot like उसके अंदर हम अपनी एसओपीज और वो सारी इंफॉर्मेशन उसके अंदर डालें, और बाद में इंफॉर्मेशन जो ऑब्जर्वेशन आया हुआ है उसके अकॉर्डिंग टू उसका रिस्पॉन्स क्या आना चाहिए. This is only a one part, that is observation which we receive, but what we need to do, corrective and preventive actions. So this part is not available in this kind of software, or what kind of correction and preventive actions taken by that company also not available in this. So is it possible to have cover in this type of software, or how it can be covered? So that kind of thing I require. Means we
Correct.
require.
Yes, Vinay bhai. So no, it's a very good question, and so what we are doing अभी हमने क्या किया है कि अभी हमारा फर्स्ट प्रोडक्ट जो हमने ये डेवलप किया है वो मेनली ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है कि इवन दो एफडीए की वेबसाइट में है, बट मैं आपको एश्योर करता हूं कि ये डेटाबेस जो हम आपको ये जो समरी लेके आया है, अगर आप मुझे 1700 483 में से समराइज करके कि ये लेट से इससे डेटा इंटीग्रेटेड रिलेटेड ऑब्जर्वेशन 1700 में से कितना है, आप खुद कैलकुलेट करना कि कितने आवर्स इफ एट ऑल यू आर एबल टू समराइज वेयर एज दिस गिव्स यू इन अ स्प्लिट सेकंड. तो ये एक बहुत हैंडी टूल है इवन टू प्रिपेयर, एंड आई एम नॉट क्वेश्चनिंग योर क्वेश्चन, राइट, बट ये ऑब्जेक्टिव ये टूल का दूसरा है कि एफडीए में वेबसाइट में तो है ही ये सब चीजें, बट वो यूजफुल बनाने में आपको कितने घंटे और आवर्स और डेज लगने वाले हैं, इवन इफ यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू फाइंड द सिमिलर एनालिटिक्स, इवन दो आप लेट से 2 महीने ला लोगे. सो दैट इज वन पार्ट. सेकंड पार्ट जो आपने बताया है कि जो कापा है, राइट, तो कापा ये कंपनी की एक प्रोप्राइटरी इंफॉर्मेशन होती है. एवरी कंपनी हैज देयर ओन प्रोप्राइटरी इंफॉर्मेशन.
Yes,
सो
definitely.
ऑब्वियसली लेट से आज आपकी कंपनी में कोई इंफॉर्मेशन है, आपने जो कापा लिखा है या जो भी डेविएशंस लिखे हैं वो तो पब्लिक डेटाबेस में नहीं होता है, तो ये नहीं कर सकते. बट जो आपने बताया वो बहुत यूजफुल पॉइंट है कि सपोज आपको एक ऑब्जर्वेशन है, उसमें से हम एसओपी में से अगर हम चैटबॉट ऐसा बनाए कि इट गिव्स यू अ रीजन, राइट, सो दिस इज समथिंग विच वी हेल्प फार्मा कंपनीज टू कस्टमाइज. तो
Yes.
वो क्या होता है कि वो कंपनी के साथ हम काम करते हैं बिकॉज एवरी कंपनी का कंप्लायंस और जीएमपी
मतलब
अप्रोच अलग
एसओपीज
होता
और
है.
वो सारी प्रैक्टिस अलग होती है, टूल होता है,
एग्जैक्टली सर,
मैन्युअल अलग होता है. तो मैं क्या
एग्जैक्टली
चाहता
सर.
हूँ, मतलब मैं ये
हाँ जी.
मतलब सॉरी, हम ये सोचते हैं कि ऐसा कोई टूल या ऐसा कोई सॉफ्टवेयर जिसके अंदर आप अपना डेटाबेस डालें, और कोई भी ऑब्जर्वेशन, न एफडीए न मतलब सारी मतलब जितने भी रेगुलेटरी गाइडलाइन है, मतलब उसके अकॉर्डिंग टू कोई भी ऑडिट करने आए, एमएचआरए है या फिर कोई भी सॉफ्टवेयर वाला, मतलब कोई भी आए, तो उसके अंदर से जो
यस
उसने ऑब्जर्वेशन दिया हुआ है किस रेफरेंस से दिया हुआ है, और कौन सा उसको रिस्पॉन्स चाहिए, और किस रेफरेंस से अपने को उसका जस्टिफिकेशन करना पड़ेगा. तो वो चीज अगर मिलती है तो वो टूल बहुत काम का है.
नहीं, समझ गया आपकी बात, एंड इट इज डेफिनेटली वेरी यूजफुल टूल. तो इसमें विनय भाई क्या कर सकते हैं कि मे बी ऑफलाइन we can reach out to you, and you can also reach out to us, and आपकी जो specific objective है उसके related we can also develop tools and develop the features on that. So thanks for your observation and inputs.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. हाँ जी, there is another query.
As the application
हाँ
is,
जी.
yeah, so sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Kunal bhai. So yes, as the application is AI based, so I just want to know that if we put our procedure in the apps based on the inspection observation, can we be able to implement based possible procedure designed by the application? Yes. So basically, Kunal bhai, आपका पॉइंट बराबर है कि जो अपना बात हुआ विनय भाई से भी कि ये सबकी एसओपी अलग है, अपनी प्रोसीजर्स अलग है. सो ये चीज अपने को कस्टमाइज करना पड़े कंपनी टू कंपनी, बिकॉज देयर अप्रोच टू जीएमपी slightly different than somebody else's approach to GMP. But you are right कि भाई चलो इसके ये observations है, मेरे observation है, if we upload those observations, can we get from the guidelines and our SOPs a recommended upgradations or the answers, right? That is what we are talking about. And it is possible, but the idea would be not to incorporate here because every company ये अपना वो chef जैसा है, right? Every chef has their own way to make a dish, even though you know the दाल तड़का similar होता है, लेकिन उसमें सब अपने हिसाब से डालते हैं, ऐसा ही SOP है. So that is why we partner with the companies specifically to customize the tool which is useful to them. So I will repeat the similar thing, Kunal bhai, that if you are interested, we can reach out to you and we can work on specific objectives if you have, and if we can customize the solution specific to your company. I hope it answers my question, your question. Sorry.
Yes, Mr. Kunal Agassi, your mic is unmuted, so you can just unmute yourself and talk directly if you want.
Yes, I understand the answers and it will be okay. I will communicate if any further requirement is there.
Sure.
Thank you, Kunalji. Thank you for your question and involvement. Any other question anyone has? We will be willing to address that. And of course, there is on the link, there is a website and email also. If you don't have a question right now, and if you want to ask questions later on, please feel free to ask us.
Sorry to interrupt you. One
हाँ
more
जी.
question.
Sure, sure.
अगर आप ये कुछ डिजाइन करना चाहते हैं, जैसे कि कोई ऑब्जर्वेशन आया हुआ है, उसके अंदर
हाँ जी.
मल्टीपल एसओपीज जिसके अंदर क्यूएमएस में इंपैक्ट हो रही है, तो उसके
हाँ
अंदर
जी.
मल्टीपल जो क्रॉस फंक्शनल जो एसओपी हो रही है, उसका
हाँ
भी
जी.
उसके अंदर इम्प्रूवमेंट कहाँ पे इंपैक्ट हो रहा है, वो सारी चीजें मिलनी चाहिए.
हाँ जी.
मैं ऐसा
Yes.
मतलब
नहीं,
मेरा ये सजेशन है.
बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट सजेशन है कि अक्रॉस ऑल योर क्यूएमएस, सपोज ये हमने करेक्टिव एक्शन डाला है, which are the pages and which are the section wherein there is a impact on it, right?
Impact.
So it is very easy to incorporate, and that's why ये tool हम company specific बनाते हैं. Like many places, companies come to us and they request that okay, we want to have this kind of a solution. So these are next stages of that. So whenever, if let's say I would be very happy to engage with you and your company to see how can we customize this tool to make it useful for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your question. Dr. Rajnikant, was there a question? He is on hold or something? I don't know. I just thought that there is a question. No. So if there is no other question, then maybe we can close this webinar. And again, as I shared with you, we are there to answer any of your questions. Our emails are on the chat board. So please feel free to write to us, and we will be happy to engage with you. And again, we would like to thank you for taking out your time and giving us an opportunity to explain the power of this Chat GMP. We would like to assure that we are on an ongoing basis. We are working on adding more and more features into Chat GMP. So this is a ongoing upgradation process which we keep on doing based on our customers' feedback. And what I would like to request is it is free of charge available to register and play around and understand the power of Chat GMP. So I would invite you all to experience this. And again, thank you very much. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Bye.